think it's an interesting question that it's often invoked here in Washington. We can't go below some number because then we will not be able to have the nuclear umbrella extended over countries like Japan. And everyone nods in agreement. You know, that's obviously true, but I haven't heard the Japanese saying this, and so I would like to, you know, that would be an interesting question. Ask other countries what they believe the minimum U.S. nuclear force would look like that they would be content with, because a lot of complaints are being made in their name, and I don't hear the principal speaking up.
There has been in this round of talks about Obama administration visions for the nuclear posture, a number of attempts by allied governments to influence the debate. And in Japan, from Japan, there has been a steady stream of officials coming to Washington and expressing their concern. The question is, who are they? And to what extent do they represent the Japanese government? That's hard to really figure out. The same thing in Europe. Read the Schlesinger report, phase 2. It sort of tips over from trying to fix the outcome of the minor incident to trying to advocate the nuclear missions instead. And in doing so, represents the allies in Europe saying that they really want the weapons to stay, the bombs to stay in Europe. As soon as you scratch below the surface there, it turns out, well, it's not the Europeans, it is a small number of countries in Europe, Turkey being one of them, the Baltic states, and Poland. Those countries are interested in Article 5, the security guarantee, not necessarily nuclear weapons, but that is being translated into the public debate as if they can only see this form of protection in the form of nuclear weapons. And in fact, there was somebody who mentioned from Poland yesterday, giving a talk in one of the working groups at the Carnegie Conference, saying that when they talk about this mission, this importance of Article 5, they don't talk nuclear. They talk conventional planning, what it is, and NATO is doing. So I think, you know, there are a lot of people getting away with murder almost here, and in terms of trying to over-characterize what the Allies are saying. I just want to also say to that one, be careful to distinguish between extended deterrence in general and then that little portion of it that happens to be still in Europe. If they were moved out, there would still be extended deterrence. It's just one expression of it, if you will, and a leftover from the Cold War.
That point was made during the conference by Mort Halpern, I thought very well, in terms of equating deployment physically on their soil and not.
Yeah, but I think this issue of whether the issue of whether a radical downsizing of the arsenal change of the doctrine of the U.S. doctrine will precipitate nuclear weapons force planning in other countries, particularly countries like Japan and South Korea that have been in our umbrella. We're going to hear a lot about this. This is just the beginning of this, and this may be on the Hill one of their strongest selling points. So it's definitely an area for further research and discussion on our part, as well as dealing with the opposition.